Right, Horizons with
Deb and
Jim.
good morning, hola, and buenos dias, everyone.
Benvenuti, benvenuti.
We're back.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
We love to be with you. And we wanted to highlight again Marie Pinschmidt, that wonderful
Yes.
author and artist that we were with last week.
Marie, we had such a blast, and thank you so very much, honey, for allowing us in your home to share your beautiful artwork, to share your wonderful talents with all of us. It was such a privilege and such an honor, and I feel so blessed to know you now, Marie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow.
And Marie played the piano for us
She
after
did,
the
and
show.
I wanted her to continue and go on and on. There's
Very
no
talented
end to your
fingers.
talents, Marie. So
Yeah,
you're
you inspire me because I always say I'm going to study the
that's
piano.
right. And look at the
I have
fingers
to do
again.
it.
Look at the
Yes,
finger. There you go. So you have just like you inspire me. I have to. Okay, you have to do this.
I
You have to
will.
be accountable, Jim. Okay, you'd be great at it. But anyway,
And
yes,
those
Marie,
beautiful paintings, just mesmerizing, are for sale.
they are
So
for sale.
contact us, or we can get you in contact with Marie
Well,
if you'd
she
like
has
to
her
purchase
website,
it.
right?
Yes,
Yeah. There you
mariepinschmidt.net,
go.
PINSCHMIDT dot net.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Like I said, it just didn't justify the amount of beautiful paintings that she had in the closet, that she had in the
Yes.
corners,
She
that she
must
had
have
all
a
over.
hundred. She must have 100.
So we didn't know which ones to pick from to show you because they were all so beautiful. So anyway, yes, by all means, they're for sale. And Marie, we love you. And today's topic, we're going to talk about.
Laugh with us because we're laughing. Look
Ha
at this.
ha.
It's just wonderful. Hear that
Oh,
laugh? I love it.
laughter is, I mean, hey, listen, we were discussing, Jim and I, how it's so true. Psychologically, I don't think we realize that we do laugh more than we cry on a daily basis. Think about this. Very, very
It's true.
true. I'm not trying to play Miss Psychiatrist or psychologist over here, but on a daily basis, you have a smile rather than a frown.
That's it.
You're around people that make you, and even people that make you angry or upset or sad, you're still smiling more than you're
Right. Who would want to
frowning.
be frowning all day?
Exactly,
What a
right?
life that would be.
Long term effects. The laughter isn't just a quick pick me up, it is good for you over the long term, period.
Yes.
Laughter may
It,
be a lot of different things.
it just changes your life.
It improves your immune system,
Yes.
big time.
Yes. I was thinking last night, I had dinner with my sister Angela and John, which
Hi,
I
Angela.
love
Hi, John. We do love you.
you. And on their, they were married July 1st of 1973. They went on their honeymoon to Bermuda. And who did they meet there but another couple who got married on July 1st, the day before. Their names are Val and Ted, and they've become such dear friends. Imagine 48 years these couples
That's
have been together.
amazing.
It's
That's
like sister and
amazing.
brother, sisters and brothers.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes you just meet people and your personalities mesh. But what I wanted to say is, we were laughing the whole night last night
That's
at dinner.
wonderful. You see, that's what it's all about. You get
Yes.
together, family, friends,
Right.
and laughter, and looking back on those wonderful memories. I mean, what's not to laugh about? Okay, so things are a little hazy, things are a little this, things are a little that, but there's always much more room for laughter,
Yes.
no matter what.
So it was such an enjoyable evening, Val and Ted.
I'm
We
glad to
like
hear
being
that.
with you.
I'm
Yes.
glad that you all
Yes.
had a great time.
Yes.
You have to put
And there'll be
humor.
more ahead.
That's right, much more ahead.
Yes.
You have to put humor on your horizon. Find a few simple items such as photos, greeting people, cards, comic strips, what have you.
Right.
Think about it. Remember growing up, the comic strips?
Yes.
I used to love the Archies, and every Sunday when my parents had the paper, I'd go for the funnies right away.
Sure, you
Collect
want-
them in a
make you
file
laugh,
or a
yes.
notebook, right? Keep funny movies, TV series, websites, anyway. Laugh and the world laughs with you.
It's funny you should say Archie because I loved Archie.
I did
Veronica
too. And
was my
Betty.
favorite. And
I know,
Betty.
right? Oh, the Archies. Remember the song Sugar do 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 do. Anyway, I can go on. You know me with this thing. Forget it. Once I get going, but the Archies was great. I for some reason, from time to time, anyone who knows me really well, as you do,
Yes.
I like to find humor in everything. And I do have a vivid imagination. So just the other day, I felt like watching, of all shows, the Candid Camera Show.
Okay.
So I went to Netflix and I found some, not the original black and white, but the more newer episodes. But they are so funny.
They are.
They are hysterical. And it brought me back to a time when my parents would watch it. And I thought to myself, that is true humor. People people such as we, us, all of us, we have a tendency of taking things so seriously.
Right. And there's humor in every situation.
And there really is. If you just kind of like look at it and just stop yourself without jumping the gun and saying, wait a second, maybe that was meant a certain way. For instance, I've got to say this because this is hilarious on the Candid Camera show. There was a maintenance worker, and he had his outfit on, and he claimed that he was with the city, and he went to the front door and knocked on this guy's door and says, I'm here, I have to deliver your new waste buckets, and in the meanwhile, the guy's got two, keep in mind, okay? So he thought he was only replacing the two. So lo and behold, here's his truck, and it's delivering not two, but not three, four, but 8 buckets, different colors too, lavender, green, tan. And I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, this poor guy, what he must be thinking. And he's like, oh, wait a second, I didn't hear anything about this. How come nobody else? He's looking around, he goes, nobody else has got all these buckets? And then he says, well, look, man, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm going by the city ordinance. This is what I have to do, and, this is our new system. And, for the yellow, you have to put chicken, and for the tan, you have to put paper. He says, listen, I'm almost 60 years old. I can't remember my name. You expect me to remember what bucket to put the stuff in? So I'm hysterical laughing. But I'm thinking to myself, what a funny thing, because at the end of the segment, it was Peter Funt,
Right.
the brother of the, what was it, Peter Funt? It was Alan Funt
Alan
was the
Funt.
father, and then Peter is the brother, or anyway, yeah. So he says, look, he said, because he saw that the guy was getting very, very agitated. So he says, I just need to do one more thing I need to do. Please turn around and look in the camera. You're on Candid Camera. Well, the guy says, I knew something was off because I can't imagine 8 buckets. He goes, like I said, I mean, some of the segments. Oh, and then there was a segment of a car. I'll say this and I'll shut up about it because it was just hysterical. An employee takes their employer's car, brings it through a car wash, dark navy blue, and it comes out, looks like tie-dye. It's white with blue spots. So the guy's a nervous wreck. He's like, oh my God, there's a problem here. And nobody's fessing up to, oh, well, that's just the way, we have really strong brushes, sir. We have really strong brushes. And I'm laughing. I'm thinking, my God, can you imagine just the feeling that goes over you when you see that?
It's funny you should mention that show because
Funny show.
At Cornell, I took a psychology course, and the professor Yuri Bronfenbrenner, imagine a name like Bronfenbrenner,
Wow, yeah.
cited Candid Camera is all a psychological study. And,
Wow, yeah.
and my professor wrote a book, What Do You Say to a Naked Lady? Just putting you into unusual situations. Like when you go into an elevator, if everybody were to turn facing the back, would you feel pressure to face the back?
Right.
So it was a great course.
Would you
professor
feel
was
pressure
wonderful.
to do the same?
I wouldn't be the one to join the crowd like that, but
I
I
would
think
feel
most
awkward.
people.
I think most
Yes,
people would.
yes.
There was an old segment to where it was the doctor's office. This is a black and white. I remember my parents watching this one episode. As a young girl, I remembered very vividly. Everyone's quiet. They're waiting in the doctor's office, reading magazines, doing their thing. And all of a sudden, this guy gets up, and he starts walking around the room, just walking. And then people are going like this, going, and they're looking up at him going, what's
he doing?
And then they're looking around and sees, and all right. And then they're going like this, and then they're looking and then all of a sudden, one by one, they all get up and they start following him. I'm like, oh my, it was hysterical. I mean, but that has so much truth in it. Oh, the good old Candid Camera days.
And I look at Deb. Deb is another one who has an infectious laugh, and she's someone you want to be around.
Aw,
Whenever there's a
thank you,
social
Deb.
function, Deb is the one organizing it because she wants to bring
Aw.
happiness and joy to so many people.
Well, I do.
And-
I enjoy doing that.
And there
I
are some
really
people,
thank you.
you
for that.
just think about when you, like I have some relatives who watch the show, Fran and Bernie and Cindy, my cousins.
Hi.
All throughout my life, I remember them, smiles on their face, and when we're with them, we're laughing, and they would tell some funny stories.
That's
and
right.
We would tell
yeah,
funny stories.
That's right.
And you just think of that way. And my cousin Nancy and Walter, the same thing. When I think of them, it's always happy times and laughter.
Right.
And you bring so much to each other by doing that.
I know, even with
You
like
enrich
yeah,
everybody.
exactly. Your cousins, my sister Lisa, my sister Holly, my brother David, all of
Right.
my family, my husband Greg,
Right.
my sister-in-law. I mean, I could mention names, go on and on. All of my family, I love and I adore all of you. Mwah.
Yes. And,
But
and my
you all bring
parents,
love
there was
and
always
joy to
laughter.
me, and
Yeah.
and it's always we always have fun things to talk about. We always have to reminisce because we've had so many beautiful memories, and we're lucky to be together still, 4 siblings together,
Yes.
and have our cousins and even our second cousins.
And I think it's the influence of our parents because
it definitely
because
is.
your parents brought love and happiness and
so
laughter,
much, so much.
and then that instills in us those same qualities. And like your father and my father, they both were. My father was not in the entertainment business, but he loved to entertain,
Yep.
tell stories and sing.
Oh,
And he was the life
funny.
of any party.
Yeah,
And
you
your
walk
father
into
and
the
mother.
room, it was like he
Yeah,
highlighted the room. He was a magnet. That's all I can say. I
right.
can't just
My
say that.
father was the same way.
It's just like he was electrifying. There was something about my father. And the same with my mom, They'd walk in, but my dad had this presence about, like, wow, He had that twinkle in his eye. I've always said that.
Yes.
And, his laughing, it was his body language. You
Right,
could see.
right.
You
It's
either
the-
liked him or you didn't, but for the most part, you loved him. You didn't like him, you loved him. And, you have to consider trying laughing with the people that laugh with you. And hey,
Yes. And it's the energy level.
right.
People want to be around someone with a lot of energy.
Share a
It's
laugh.
just
Make it a
beautiful.
habit.
Yes.
Make it a habit. Spend time with friends, more time than we have, which is, we
Sure.
all have to work and we're busy. We
Re-
get it.
remember in Reader's Digest there was a section, "Laughter is the best medicine."
Oh, I remember that. Reader's Digest. I
And it was all
subscribed
jokes.
to that.
It was
yes.
funny stories. It was really
Yeah.
great.
Oh my gosh! Now you're really bringing back memories. Remember? Oh my God! Doubleday Book Club where you pick
Yes.
one of the books.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, when you laugh, endorphins are released into your body,
Right,
so you
right.
have the euphoric feeling,
Yeah.
and it's just an expression of joy and humor.
Of course, know what isn't funny at the same time. Don't laugh at the expense of others. Some forms of humor aren't appropriate, but you use your best judgment to discern a good joke from a bad or a hurtful one. Laughter is the best medicine, as we say. But go ahead and give it a try. Turn around, do something silly. I know one time I tripped, and of course I had heels on, and I fell in front of some people. I was highly embarrassed, and I got up and I said, "I also do magic tricks." I didn't know how to handle it, so
Right.
I thought, well, okay, that's my comeback. But yeah, laughter is great.
In India, there's even yoga called laugh yoga, where they practice the physiology of what happens when you laugh, and it's a yoga course called Laugh Yoga. It's wonderful, yes.
Wow. Wow. Take stock of how you're feeling. Chuckle. I love that.
Yes.
Chuckle.
Yes.
That's a really great. I was reading up on too how you can relieve pain. Laughter may ease pain
Yes.
by causing the body to produce its own natural painkillers. Believe it or not.
There was a doctor in the
Yes.
1300s, Dr. Henri de Monville, who actually
All these names, Jim. How am I supposed to remember these names?
he actually recommended laughter for post-operative surgery
See?
to help you heal.
Wow, increase personal satisfaction. Laughter can also make it easier to cope with difficult situations. It also helps connect with other people. It improves your mood.
Right.
Many people experience depression. We all go through that, and sometimes due to chronic illness, laughter can help lessen, your stress, depression, anxiety, what have you, and improve your self-esteem.
And it's interesting. I've done my fair share of public speaking.
Yes, you have.
Especially I teach a lot of classes to the real estate agents in the area. Always have an icebreaker. When you start speaking, you always want to have something humorous to
You're
discuss.
so good at that, Jim.
Yeah.
I've seen Jim many of times on stage speaking and lecturing. I mean, he's really wonderful.
And you want
I've
them to
seen
laugh because then you connect with them. And even think of it, when they have the situation comedies on TV, what they would have in live audiences,
Yes,
there
yes.
was always someone there warming them up, they
That's
called
right.
it.
Well, a good
It was a comedian.
Exactly, like Dean Martin, the roast, the Dean Martin
Right.
roast. I still love those. Funny, funny, funny. And I get into my moods. I have to put that on. Don Rickles. I mean, how funny. I mean, Johnny Carson. They were all hysterical. Lucille Ball. I love Lucy.
Yes.
Forget it. They're just terrific.
When my mother had Alzheimer's at a later stage in life, she loved Dean Martin, and we would watch that Dean Martin laugh
I
show.
adore it.
The
I
roast.
adore it. The roast, yeah.
And she would just laugh, 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 laugh. And it was
Yeah.
wonderful for her because especially when you're starting to
It was
develop
strengthening her
Alzheimer's.
immune system.
Yes.
It was really strengthening her
Because
immune
there's a
system.
lot of darkness that sometimes comes with
Right.
that. And so if you could bring the happy part to it most of the
Aw.
day, we would just play those over and over and over again.
Hey, listen, I used to
It
do
was
that with
wonderful.
I Love Lucy episodes regardless.
Yes.
I know my mom gave me her whole collection of the VHS, which I still have, even though we don't use VHS. But I still have them. Why get rid of them? They're a collection. They're wonderful,
And people go to comedy clubs. Why? To laugh.
To laugh,
It's
to laugh,
a wonderful
exactly.
experience.
I mean, and you know what's really I find funny is when, and I do this quite often, but then again, if you know him, you'll understand. Especially my husband, poor guy, puts up with me, right, Greg?
The Saint, Saint Greg.
Oh, when I say it that way, I could be quiet and we could be having dinner, and I swear to God, I do this all the time. I don't know why. I'll think of something funny, I'll start cracking up, I'll say, Okay, now what's so funny? And he'll read my mind. I said, remember when? He's like, you thinking about that now, Deb? I says, I don't know why, but it just came to mind. He'll look at me and go, okay, what's so funny? But I just think
Right.
about things at random,
Which is
and
great.
I share them.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's a happy thought, which is
it's a
wonderful.
happy thought. Remember when? Oh yeah, and then he'll start to laugh, and then we both laugh. So, and we put on our happy faces.
Speaking of comedy clubs, I wanted to relay. This was so funny. In Orlando, there's one at one of the resorts.
Orlando, they have a lot of great
And I went this time.
along the strip.
Yeah, went
Universal.
this time. Yep.
Yeah.
So when you go in, you're all facing the audience at like a bar on bar stools.
Yeah.
So they direct you how to go in, and here I am at the end of the wall, and then everybody else was to my left. And the show starts, and all of a sudden, a spotlight spots on me, and a telephone is on this wall, which I had not noticed, and it starts to ring. Ring, 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 ring.
Oh my God!
And everybody's
right
looking at me, right? Obviously, they wanted me to answer the phone.
Oh my! Oh no!
So I pick up the phone and I said, hello. My voice now is magnified throughout the whole room.
Oh
This
my
was
goodness!
a large room.
Oh my goodness!
So the comedian on the stage says, hello, what is your name? So I said, Jimbo. You know, I wanted to be funny. And what do you do for a living? I said, I'm an attorney. Now at that time, there was a trial going on in Palm Beach. And I'm trying to think of the name of the person. But anyway, he related. So throughout the whole show, Jimbo the attorney was part of the whole show from that point forward. It was just a wonderful way to bring the audience into
That's
the
funny.
into the show.
That is so funny. I love it. I love it.
Yes, it was really
Yeah,
great
you mentioned
experience.
Orlando. They've got a lot of great things. Is it Universal Drive? I think where this it's like
And
being in
Disney
Vegas, like
has an
Disney,
entertainment district
yes,
too.
we went. We used to go every year to Orlando, Greg and I, and that was our thing. You know, or Universal, Disney, and we went to a couple of dinner shows to Al Capone dinner
Yes,
show,
yes.
which were a lot of fun. We
Right.
dress up, and you feel like you're in the mob. And
Right.
oh my goodness! But happy,
It's entertainment for
happiness,
grown-ups.
right?
You know, it's wonderful there, Orlando. We're lucky
It
to have
really
it.
is, yes.
It's not too
And it's
far
not
away.
that exactly. It's not too far away at all.
You
Two and a
know,
half hours.
And I was thinking of Santa Claus too, because what's he say? Ho ho ho! It's laughter,
oh,
right?
Merry Christmas!
Right, we're bringing laughter and happiness in.
Could you imagine if he walked in and said, "Ah"?
Now, some of you
Oh.
might know and remember that at Christmas time I was asked to play Santa Claus years ago. So I put on the outfit, and I said I don't look like Santa Claus, so I'm going to be Santa Cruz
Santa
from the
Cruz!
South Pole. So I was Santa Cruz from the South Pole, and I would visit South America, Latin America, came into Florida,
Yeah.
and I would entertain. And I would tell the story that 'twas the night before Navidad, and all
Right.
through La Casa, not a creature was stirring because we danced too much salsa. So I changed the story with Spanish
I
references.
love it. Yep, I love it.
And I was invited back year after year
Yeah,
for Santa
yeah.
Cruz to perform, and it was just wonderful because I brought laughter to
That's
people.
right.
I really enjoyed that.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad,
Which is coming
Feliz
up soon.
Navidad. That's right, and we have a surprise for you.
Yes, you're going to be
We
seeing a
have
very
a surprise
interesting
for you
video
around the holidays. And of course, with this brilliant mind over here and the two of us getting together, we get silly and we put it together, but it always works. And we do it, why? Because we have fun and we want to make it
Yes.
fun for you.
And another persona that I had years ago was Jimbo the Clown.
Jimbo.
I performed at children's parties.
Oh, wow. How cute
Mainly
is
for my
that?
nieces, my beautiful Jean Marie and
Aw,
Christina.
How sweet. Yeah.
And it was so funny because they thought it was, they didn't realize it was
They didn't
me.
realize
I
it
had
was
full
you?
makeup on, wig, everything, and I was Jimbo the Clown. And I performed, and I'd make
I love doing stuff like
the
that.
balloons
Yeah.
into the different
and the
animals.
different shapes, right?
And little Christina, she was probably 3 or 4 at the time. When
Aw.
Jimbo left, and then I came back a few minutes later, she said, you have the same shoes as Jimbo the Clown.
Oh, how cute is
How
that?
perceptive she
As a
noticed
child.
the shoes.
Well, children don't miss a trick. Let me tell you, they're.
But it was so
totally
much fun for me, and I had a buddy, his name was Kevin, we both performed
Yep.
as clowns. And it was just, real
Speaking
hoot.
of that, my sister Lisa, when she was pregnant with Melissa,
Okay,
her
you going
first,
back?
and oh yes, and I dressed up for her baby shower. Lisa, I know you'll watch this. I'm sure you remember that I dressed up as a clown.
You
I
did.
I did.
A fellow clown.
I jumped up on the chair, and I was, In fact, we have it on VHS.
Oh, I want to
'Cause
see
back
this.
then,
I want to see it.
I found out recently that there's a place called 60 Minutes that can transfer your VHS to
Yes.
a DVD.
You have to do it.
I need to do that because, Guy, I have so much, Jim. Too much. Greg and I were talking about the other night. I just don't want them to go bad because they're
Right.
just memories galore. But I do have a videotape of that.
I want to see. I want to
Yes.
see. We might show you also.
I mean, that would be so much. We'd probably have to make longer segments now because of all the things that we want to share with you guys. We'll eventually turn into an hour show, I guess, right? Not bad. Not a bad thing.
Well, we're going to have more guests in the future too.
Yes, we
So
are.
we're really looking forward to that. It was such a wonderful time last week with Marie.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing that
It was
periodically.
a great time. I had such a
But my
ball.
voice is lower today. Oh, because of all the fun last night at dinner, Teddy
There
and
you
Val
go.
and
You laughed
Angela
so
and John.
much.
Yes, my voice is deeper and a little hoarse. I just
Laughter.
noticed it.
But you put on a happy. Drink some
Yes.
water. Put on a happy face.
My voice keeps getting lower and lower this morning.
Don't forget, we have rain here too. It's not sunny in South Florida today,
But we're bringing the sun.
but we're bringing the sunshine to you
And you bring
by
the sun
being
to us.
happy and
And you bring the sunshine
laughing
to
with
us.
us.
And one of the songs we want to sing today, speaking of putting on a
And
happy
you know,
face.
actually, there's a lot of great songs out there, but
There goes the tambourine. She's a musician and a singer.
gray skies
Gonna
are gonna
clear
clear
up.
up.
Put on a happy face.
Brush off
The clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You'll look so glad that you'll be glad that you decided to smile.
Pick
Got
out
a
a
pleasant outlook.
Stick out a noble chin. Wipe off the full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin. Spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on
A happy face. That's a motto today.
All
Put on a happy
right.
face. With rain, bring the happiness.
Put on a happy.
And think of a number of songs about rain.
Happy face.
Let a smile be your umbrella. See?
Let a smile
Turn-
be your umbrella.
Turn the rain into sunshine.
Yep.
And then don't worry, be happy. I mean, they're
Don't worry.
singing in the rain,
Be
right?
happy. Singing
Singing
in the rain. Just singing in the rain.
What a glorious feeling. I got the words.
Oh, here we go.
Happy again.
I'm
I'm
laughing
laughing
at clouds so dark above. The sun's in my heart.
I'm ready for love. What a beautiful.
Let the stormy clouds
and remember
chase
that-
everyone from the place.
Gene Kelly dancing with all that pouring rain in the movie.
I have a smile on my face and sing, just singing in the rain.
Great song.
Absolutely.
So we love to bring those to you, and we thank you for
As
being
you
with
can
us
see.
as always. We're so happy.
Happy. Oh, if you're happy and you know, remember that growing
Yes.
up? Clap your hands. Oh, now we're really getting silly. If you're happy and you know it, shake your tambourine. I love my tambourine. Sorry, guys. I get a little carried away, but it's fun.
Yes, we want to bring happiness and joy in the morning. Boy, my voice is low.
Oh, I think it has a lot to do with the weather, and you do a lot of talking.
Let's take a poll. Women, do you think it's sexy to have a man have a low voice like that?
I do. Do you think it's sexy? Mr. Jellyfish.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We're so happy you're
Yes.
with us.
Absolutely. We will be back, of course, next week.
And
With
maybe
another
maybe
topic,
with a guest.
Maybe with a guest. Oh, also, I wanted to shout out to Anthony Avalon.
Yes,
Anthony,
he's in town, Anthony.
I want to tell you how great it was to see you yesterday. You walked into the office and you surprised me. It was so good to see you. You're such a great guy. You're fun. Jim and I love you. I know
Yes.
Carol Dubinsky adores you, loves
Yes.
you, and it's so wonderful to see you. You're full of fun, full of
Yes.
cheer, and you made my day.
When you think of
yesterday.
Anthony, you think of a smile on his
You
face.
do. You're a
And-
great
and you
man.
bring happiness to so many people. In fact, I know you've been touring around visiting people, and I'm sure they're so happy to see you because
Yeah.
you bring that smile to them all.
Absolutely. So, Anthony, we
I
love
wanted to-
you.
Talking about laughter and it's finding humor in things.
Finding
Marie,
humor and things.
Marie Pinchmit, my favorite author.
We have to do her, definitely. We have to listen to what she's got to say.
Now she paints, as you know, so she relates in this essay about a commission that she was a portrait commission. So I'm just going to relate it to you. It was a lovely, sophisticated lady who owned a restaurant in the French Quarter of New Orleans who asked Marie to paint her. So they chose a seat, front forward approach, you know, the woman facing forward, with her hands gracefully across her lap. Using artistic license, she asked Marie to make her look thinner. Okay? So she wanted Marie to paint her thinner than she was. So Marie agreed to do that, and she did paint her thinner. So Marie, about 6 months later, sees the woman and she actually lost weight. She was motivated by the portrait, and she lost weight to conform to the portrait.
Wonderful. Wow.
So Marie relates the story because it's humorous that here how many people would say to alter a portrait? Usually you paint the actual person.
Right, of course.
But here she did, and it was motivation for the woman to lose the weight. So I thought it was such a clever story that I wanted to relay that, looking for the humor in situations.
That is amazing. You see, again, the psyche mind.
So at the last line she says, so instead of attempting to make a portrait of a good likeness of the client strives to be the likeness of the portrait,
There you go.
thereby creating a new weight loss plan.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Marie,
Very
for sharing
well
that
said.
with us.
Very, very well said.
And you know what a difference a day makes?
It most certainly does, Jim. What a difference a day makes.
24 little hours for the sun and the flowers. Where there used to be rain, what a difference a day makes. And the difference is you and you and you.
And you better believe you make a difference. We all make that difference. We really appreciate you guys being with us, joining us today.
We do.
Have a great day. We'll be back next week with possibly another guest.
Yes, and we
And
want to
come back
remind you.
with some ideas.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day. Keep your
Horizons bright. So
Love
thank
you all.
you. Thank you. We really appreciate you with us, as always.